Baku speaking. Hello dear listeners, you are tuned into Azerbaijan International Radio. We are starting our English broadcast from the capital Baku. We welcome you to our analytic program. I'm your host Elçin Mirzaev. Special notes from President İlham Aliyev's interview with China Global Television Network. On January 20th, President of the Republic of Azerbaijan İlham Aliyev gave an interview to China's CGTN, China Global Television Network in Davos. The interview was broadcast on this television channel on February 11th. In his interview, President İlham Aliyev analyzed geopolitical and geoeconomic issues, discussing Azerbaijan's place and role in the modern global order. He highlighted the large-scale projects Azerbaijan has undertaken to establish connections in the region and emphasized the country's strong and reliable position in the South Caucasus and Caspian region. The head of state stressed that Azerbaijan has firmly defended its national interests, way of life, and independent policy, achieving great success in the process. He stated,
I would say example of Azerbaijan is a country which is relatively new on international map, defending its national interests and establishing good contacts around the globe demonstrates that when you have stability, when you have unity in your society, you can defend your interests.
The president also shared his views on leadership in a rapidly changing world. He emphasized that leadership carries great responsibility, stating, "Sometimes, due to certain political reasons, aspiring leaders make numerous promises but fail to fulfill them, leading to disappointment and distrust. This results in political crisis in various parts of the world." Offering advice to leaders seeking public support, President Aliyev said, "Always tell the truth and do what is right for your country." President İlham Aliyev emphasized that his government has fulfilled the promises made to the Azerbaijani people, restoring the country's sovereignty, territorial integrity, and dignity. He reiterated that leadership comes with great responsibility and that a leader must always be fair to their people. "You must never lie to your people, and they will appreciate this. Sometimes, due to certain political reasons, aspiring leaders make numerous promises but fail to fulfill them, leading to disappointment and distrust. This results in political crisis in various parts of the world." The head of state noted that for more than 20 years, he has always spoken the truth to the Azerbaijani people, regardless of whether the truth was positive or negative. "I have always told my people that we will restore justice, and they believed in me. After 17 years in power, we finally fulfilled our promises and restored our sovereignty, territorial integrity, and dignity. Therefore, my advice to leaders seeking public support is to always tell the truth, and regardless of international pressure, the global media, what is said about you, how you are labeled or insulted, always do what is right for your country. In doing so, you and your country will succeed." Armenia must refrain from statements and actions that undermine the prospects for peace. In his article published in Armenian Press on February 10th, the Prime Minister of Armenia made claims that Azerbaijan is preparing an attack against Armenia and misrepresented the objectives of the Western Azerbaijan community, along with several other baseless assertions. These statements aim to distort reality and mislead the international community. It's noteworthy that while defending the right to possess military potential, the Prime Minister represents a country that, in addition to a 30-year military occupation, maintained over 10,000 well-armed and trained military units equipped with heavy weaponry in Azerbaijan's territory for 3 years following the 44-day war, despite commitments undertaken in the trilateral statement. These points were made by the spokesperson of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Aykan Hajizadeh, in response to the claims made Armenia's Prime Minister Nikol Pashinyan in his Armenian Press article. Aykan Hajizadeh noted that after the 44-day war, Armenia's military expenditures nearly tripled, rising from approximately $600 million in 2021 to $1.6 billion in 2024. Moreover, under recently signed military agreements, Armenia is acquiring offensive weapons capable of launching long-range strikes on Azerbaijani territories. Considering Armenia's ongoing territorial claims in its constitution and legal acts, as well as the increasing trend of revanchism, the justification for Armenia's military buildup lacks sincerity and poses a direct threat to Azerbaijan's security. Furthermore, Armenia's allegations regarding the activities and objectives of the Western Azerbaijan community are entirely unfounded. This community's primary goal is the safe and dignified return of displaced persons to their homeland, based on the right of return enshrined in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the International Covenant on Civil and Political Rights, the Refugee Convention, and other significant international instruments. The Armenian Prime Minister's denial of this right through various pretexts, including misrepresenting the declared goals of the community, further exposes the extent of the brutality that led to the complete eradication of Azerbaijanis from Armenia, where they once formed a significant part of the population. Unfortunately, the Prime Minister's references to the 2022 Prague meeting, the 1991 Alma-Ata Declaration, and clauses of the peace treaty aimed at ensuring that Armenia has no territorial claims against Azerbaijan were completely undermined by his own actions. In September 2023, just months after these references, Pashinyan sent a congratulatory message regarding the independence of the so-called regime in Azerbaijan's territories, while also disregarding the territorial claims embedded in the Armenia's constitution and the conditions Armenia attached to the Alma-Ata Declaration. The spokesperson emphasized that even today, instead of welcoming the judicial process against individuals accused of war crimes, Armenia dismisses these trials as staged, showing no interest in addressing the wounds it inflicted over decades or confronting the truth that these proceedings may reveal. Additionally, instead of taking concrete steps to fulfill its obligations, including opening transportation links between Azerbaijan and the Nakhchivan Autonomous Republic, Armenia diverts attention from these commitments. Rather than making practical progress in this direction, Armenia puts forward proposals that lack substantive value, leading to misunderstandings and misrepresentations of reality. As for the arms control mechanisms that the Prime Minister passionately advocates for, it's well known that Armenia itself grossly violated and degraded arms control mechanisms for over 30 years. A significant portion of its military equipment and weaponry was hidden from international arms control mechanisms and was illegally deployed in our territories. Such an approach to international agreements reveals Armenia's insincerity. We firmly call on Armenia to refrain from statements and actions that undermine the prospects of peace, Hajizadeh concluded.